Alright, SP Miya Atsumu is now available in JP, and he's a weird character. You're gonna see why now. Let's talk about his kit. So Miya Atsumu's set and serve will increase when Miya is on the court at the start of each rally. Any player with awareness at 30% or below will gain this ingenuity effect. This effect will increase the player's attack technique and defense technique by 10%, lasting for one rally. So this is mainly what he does, increases the attack technique and defense technique of everyone based on their awareness. So just by this you already know that you can't use him with characters that have high awareness. So that's something weird that I'm talking about. Now let's go to his second serve. Is basically same as the UR version. The ultimate is now his second skill over here. He does have two of those serves. So jump float serve, Miya Atsumu performs a jump float serve with 140% of power, and then opponents can't use their spike ultimates for 2-net crossing. And then if you do the spike serve, they can't use the receive ultimates for 2-net crossing. So like SP Waizumi, he does have receive ultimate. They can't use receive ultimate for 2-net crossings. So this is basically upgraded version of the UR ultimate, because I think over there was like debuffing the receive. Over here is like they can't use their ultimate receive. So over here you're gonna lock the enemies so that they can't use their ultimates with any kind of serve that you're gonna do with Atsumu, and this is going to actually be super good because obviously they can't do their ultimates. And then the third skill, at the start of each rally, Miya Atsumu's first set is increased by 20%. When Miya Atsumu activates his ultimate, all allies that have the ingenuity effect will have their attack technique and defense technique again up. So attack technique 20%, defense 15%. So we had 10% in the first skill. Over here attack technique 20 more, so that's 30% in total, right? If the attack technique of a teammate performing a power spike is above 60%, this spike will always be a crit play. So you like over here, obviously you need to have low awareness, like low awareness characters with Miya Atsumu, so that you can get this buff effect to increase your attack technique and defense technique, which is going to be everything actually. So attack is serve, set, and spike. And then if it's above 60%, then it will be a crit. So this is how you can do crit with Miya Atsumu, because you need to have like low awareness for your other characters. But then it's 60%. You're gonna get half of it just with him, and then you obviously need 30% more, which you can get either with potentials, and it's hard to get over there, or just with other characters that can increase the attack technique. For example, his brother, his twin, Miya Osamu, like the UR version, can increase the attack technique, and that will be useful for himself. And also we're gonna get the SP Osamu right after him, and probably he will do something similar or even better as well. And then his ultimate is ultimate set equal to 260 of his power, and if Miya Atsumu's attack technique himself is above 40%, his next set is guaranteed to be crit. So again, this is how he can do crit based on the attack technique. The higher it gets, obviously you have more chances to do crit. I mean, it's a guaranteed crit, so kind of works the same way. Now we move on to his skill res 2. When Atsumu is on the court, at the start of the rally, ally members with awareness 30% or lower, so same as the first skill, have their ultimate skill cooldown reduced by 2-net crossing. So this is really good. He's going to give this cooldown effect to all of your characters by 2-net crossings, so that they can use their ultimate faster. And then when Atsumu is on the court and an ally activates a set ultimate, so obviously you need to have another setter in your team to have the set ultimate, and then the cooldown of his own ultimate is reduced by 1-net crossing, so that you can do an ultimate set over here, and then have a chance to do a guaranteed crit set with Miya Atsumu. So like, I guess the second part is kind of like yes and no in both ways, because you need to have another setter to do an ultimate set, and then his cooldown is just like doing a guaranteed crit set, but mainly you want to have a a crit attack. But obviously the first part to reduce the cooldown is going to be super good. And then skill res 4 with 6 dupes, which is kind of impossible, especially F2P. I always say this, but if you can do it, then yes, it'll be really good, because ally members whose attack technique exceeds 40% gain 35% attack technique and 25% defense technique. So this is going to be super huge, because you will get 30% with just Miya, Atsumu by himself. You just need an extra 10% so that you can activate this. You'll get 35% more, which is going to be 70%. And then with this, the third skill over here to do a guaranteed crit spike will be activated as well. So it's kind of like all your spikes can be, a guaranteed crit with 6 dupes of Miya Atsumu. And during each set, the first serve is guaranteed to be a crit serve and activates both jump float serve and spike serve effects. So doesn't matter what kind of serve you're doing with him, you will lock the enemy's ultimate receive and ultimate spike. So you can just do that with him serving, and obviously get this buff up for like the whole team, and then get that guaranteed spike. But this is 6 dupes, skill res 4, and it's going to be super tough, but definitely worth it. I mean, the skill res for like the dupes for Atsumu is going to be super effective and will change his gameplay and will be super useful. Now about his memory, the equips members set will increase at the start of the rally. Ally members awareness at 50 or below will have their main stat increased by 7%. Ally members with awareness at 30 or below will also gain 10% power or quick spike. So again, we know like the lower the awareness of other team members are, the more buff you can give them with your Miya Atsumu. So, and also there's no bond with him at the moment. If you check the game, there's no bond with him, at least for now, but he will definitely have a bond with his twin Osamu, and probably with a few also in Arizaki team squad. So based on this, you can't use characters that will build up awareness, or like characters that play around awareness, which is going to be most of the characters actually. I mean, power attack teams are kind of like most of the characters in the game. And even with the UR version of Atsumu, it was kind of like limited because of the options and the skills that he has. But you can't use him with Oikawa, like none at all, because Oikawa will just, bump up awareness easily. Also Yoshijima as well, he has also high awareness, and any character that has high awareness can get benefit of his skills, and without this, he's just like a normal setter. I mean, like his first skill is based on awareness, his third skill is based on awareness. Other than that, there's nothing extra like SP kind of stuff for him. So you need to have characters that don't have high awareness, like mainly Inarizaki team again. So he will be limited, kind of limited to the Inarizaki team. And we're gonna get Osamu obviously after him, so he will be better. Obviously, like the twins will be super good with each other. We gotta wait and see for his kit. But yeah, that's the whole skills of him. And if you check the game, actually I'll just open it up over here. So if you check the game, like some team recommendation with SP Atsumu says these characters, so it makes sense because they're also quick attack types. And let's just check them for a bit. Like Kageyama, he will also increase attack technique of all teammates when he does like a crit serve, so that's going to help. And then over here, he has his competitive spirit effect, so whenever an opponent serves, does a setter dump or spike, you're gonna get one of this. And whenever your team is doing those, you're gonna consume that to increase the awareness by 20% at least. So this will be a negative thing obviously, because then you can't get that additional buff from Miya Atsumu, and this lasts for 2 net crossings unless they change this. So 2 net crossing is like, obviously if you attack, if you win the point, it's going to be your turn, so that's 1 net crossing. and then you're gonna serve, and at the start of each rally while you serve, you're not gonna get that buff effect. So that's the thing with Kageyama. Hinata as well. Hinata, when he does a crit, his attack technique will increase. He also increases defense technique, and over here as well. And over here, if an ally receives a crit play, Hinata's awareness will increase by 100%. So obviously you can't have that buff from Atsumu. And then over here with Tsukishima is also good, because if the opponent has a debuff, you're gonna get attack technique and defense technique of everyone up by 10%. So that will help with Miya Atsumu's. I don't think there's any awareness parts mentioning over here. But yeah, in general, he will be kind of limited because of the characters that we have. Obviously, you want to go with characters that don't have high awareness and can actually increase the attack technique. So that's basically like mainly in Arizaki team again. So probably we're gonna get more SP, or even, I don't know, maybe UR characters for Inarizaki team, and that way you can build a team around Atsumu or just SP twins. And yeah, that's all for today. Let me know down in the comment section again, what are your thoughts about him? What do you think about this SP version? Or if you have any team comps that could help with him, any characters, that would be super helpful. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, have fun and stay tuned.